Here's a collection of actual crimes committed by really dumb criminals. Just sit back and enjoy the insanity as we present. Stupid crime stories you just won't believe. In 2008, a bank robber in Pennsylvania arrived with a shotgun and wearing an orange ski mask. He walked up to the door and pulled on the handle. But the door was locked. The bank he planned on robbing closed at noon on Thursdays. He arrived at 12:01, exactly 1 minute late. But even though the bank was closed, employees were still inside. They watched as the man, still wearing a ski mask, frantically shook the door handle trying to get in. Eventually the man gave up and drove away. But not before employees recorded his license plate number and turned it over to the police. He was quickly tracked down and arrested. In January 1993, a burglar seemed to have a thing for shiny shoes. He would polish his shoes sometimes several times a day. He was convicted after evidence showed he paused during a burglary long enough to shine his shoes. This was evident from the can of shoe polish and personalized rag he left behind. That evidence also produced some nice fingerprints. He was easily identified and arrested. His public defender jokingly asked if he had a fetish about his shoes. He replied, "Yes, I do." In May of 1997, while robbing a liquor store with a shotgun, a robber told the clerk to give him the bottle of scotch he saw on the back counter. The store owner informed the robber that he had to be at least 21 to have it. That was the law. The dumb crook actually took out his driver's license to prove that he was over 21. The clerk then put the scotch in a bag, and the robber left happy. The clerk immediately called police and gave them the address of the crook. Police arrested him at his home. A 31-year-old man in the UK foolishly boasted on Facebook about his plans to raid a supermarket in a post. He even included a selfie, a picture of a knife, and the words, "Doing Tesco over." He then robbed the store and escaped with around $400 of cash. A member of the public tipped off police before he hit the store. Police caught him 15 minutes later with the knife and stolen cash. He was arrested and spent 4 years in jail. An Ohio man suspected of arson and vandalism did not like the photo police were posting on social media with his arrest warrant. He was wanted for failure to appear in court and as a person of interest. The 45-year-old man responded by saying, "Man, they just did me wrong. They put a picture out that made me look like I was a Thundercat or James Brown on the run. I can't do that." This guy was so bold, he even took a selfie and sent it to police along with the text, "Here is a better photo. That one is terrible." The local police department responded by saying, "We thank him for being helpful, but now we would appreciate it if he would come to speak to us. He's drawing more attention to himself, which is going to make it easier for us to locate him, because the more attention that this post garners, the more people are going to see it, the more tips are going to come in about this guy," Lieutenant Andy Green said. "So our hope at this point is that he will come to his senses and turn himself in and stop making this worse for himself." He was later arrested in Florida. In May of 2012, 2 men entered a Colombian internet cafe and used the computers. When it was time to pay, they approached the register. Not to pay, but to rob the cashier. The 2 ran off and stole a motorcycle as part of their getaway. When the police showed up at the internet cafe, they found one of the criminals' Facebook account open on the computer. Police then used the information in it to arrest one of the men and recover the stolen motorcycle. Officials were left baffled by an Afghan Taliban commander who gave himself up and then tried to claim the $100 reward for his capture. Mohammed Ashan, a low-level Taliban commander, was suspected of organizing attacks on U.S. and Afghan troops. Though low-level, his role was serious enough to prompt officials into putting up numerous, wanted, posters in the districts where he was active. There was a $100 reward for his capture. Up until now, the tactic of using a wanted poster for insurgents had not yielded many positive results, officials say. According to reports, Ashan walked up to a police checkpoint in 2012, pointed to a wanted poster featuring his face, and asked for the $100 finder's fee. Specialist Matthew Baker said, "We asked him, 'Is this you?' Mohammed Ashan answered with an incredible amount of enthusiasm, 'Yes, that's me. Can I get my award now?' Police later said in an interview, "Clearly, this man is an imbecile." Since it seemed improbable that a man could be as stupid as Ashan, Officials took a biometric scan and were amazed to discover the man in custody was actually the alleged terrorist himself. He was arrested on the spot. And no, he never got the reward money. Make sure you check out our other video series titled, The Real Story Behind the Song. This is a growing collection of behind-the-scenes stories on some of the biggest-selling songs from the past and present. We also explain the concept behind some of the most popular music videos ever made. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and share the link with your friends. And be sure to subscribe to this channel for updates.